So in today's video, I'm going to be explaining to you exactly what it is that everybody, and I include myself in this, what everybody gets wrong when it comes to working with the law of attraction. I'm going to break it down for you and explain the number one tripping point that everyone stumbles over at some point during the manifestation process. I'm going to explain what you can do right now today to overcome this ongoing and constant problem that everyone faces. And three, I'm going to give you the solution that you can practice on a daily basis to really step into the energy and to just align with what it is that you're wanting. And even in those sentences, I've already given you quite a few clues. And if you stick right until the very end of the video, I'm also going to do with you a little mini exercise that I've started to include now in all of my coaching videos, something that I've been getting an amazing amount of feedback regarding. And yeah, I hope you find it of some value. So please do stick around for that if you want. Okay, so I'm going to get straight into it. What is it that everybody gets wrong when it comes to manifesting and working with the law of attraction? Well, it's this. We are so focused on how we're going to make stuff happen, how we're going to bring it about, what's the answer to the existing dilemmas that we face, which are tripping us up, which are constantly getting in the way of that big desire. So, let me give you a perfect example. Let's say that your main goal is right now getting a promotion at work, or let's say that you really want to start your own business. You're sick of working for other people and you want to work for yourself. You want to be independent. You want to be able to choose when you go on holiday, when you have a day off, if you have a dentist appointment, not having to ask for anyone's permission to be able to go. If your child is sick from school, you want to have freedom. You want to be able to get up and go where you want, when you want, how you want. Yeah. And I think for a lot of people, that is the dream, to be able to do what they want and work from wherever they choose and not have to answer to other people. So let's just say, for example, that's you right now. And that is your dream. That is the vision. Well, the vision is just that, is you stepping in to that entire vision of what working for yourself or getting a promotion looks like. Okay, so maybe that promotion that you want is double the income that you're currently on. Let's go deeper with this. Let's say that at the moment you are on $30,000 a year and you want to be on $60,000 a year. Okay, so maybe that comes with all these additional benefits, such as working from home more, or having more freedom to be able to decide when you go into the office. Travel, maybe it incorporates a lot of travel, maybe globally, maybe the expenses and the perks that you're suddenly eligible to claim is just through the roof. It's amazing. Maybe it comes with a really good title that you've always aspired to have, like, I don't know, managing director or something like that. There's all these little details that, whether it's employment in a big firm and you climbing up the career ladder, or going it alone and focusing on something that you're really passionate about, it all amounts to the same thing. What is it that makes your heart sing? What is it about that particular vision or goal or dream? Call it what you want. What is it that gets you excited? And no doubt, as I was kind of going through the various details of perhaps what that vision might be in the sort of career example, no doubt you started to get excited, right? Your mind started to wander. You started to think, oh, what would that look like? How would that manifest for me on a daily basis? What would it involve? Would I then have more time with my family? Yes, I would. And then if I had more time with my family, what would I be able to do? Like, how would I spend that time? How would we kind of enjoy that additional time together? Would we go out and, maybe at weekends just do the stuff that we don't currently do now? And what is that stuff? What am I missing? What is it that is really gonna, make all the difference? What is it about that dream and that vision that brings my soul to life? What is it that really speaks to me, that really gets me going? That is where it's all at. Okay, that is where all the energy of your manifestation needs to be. And when people start working with the law of attraction, this is what they tend to do. And like I said, I'm guilty of this myself. I do it all the time, and it takes a lot of practice, and I am getting better. But this is what I come back to. I come back to the basics of, okay, what is it that I want? And why is it, what is it about that particular thing that I want? Why do I want it? Why do I want it? What is the benefit of all of this? And just by asking yourself these questions, it is going to, I promise you, it is going to help you step out of this mindset of, well, if I if I go it alone and I start my own business, or if I get a promotion, then that means I'm going to have to like put in all these extra hours that I don't have, and then I'm going to just be so tired all the time, and I'm going to be more stressed out, and I'm going to be more irritable, and then I've got to figure out how I'm going to sort of find the money if I do start my own business, who's going to raise the capital for all of that. And if I'm gonna raise the capital for all of that, then that means that I need to work extra hard in the job that I have at the moment, which I absolutely hate. So I don't want to do that, and that's going to take me away from my family. Blah 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 blah. You get the picture, right? You can see where I'm going. Does that all sound familiar? And this is how it works. This is how the mind works. As human beings, we are creatures of habit, and we like to stay where it's safe, where it feels certain, where it feels comfortable. Yeah, that's where the term comfort zone comes from. And the mind will throw everything it can at you to raise all these flags and say, oh, hang on a minute, wait a minute, what are you doing? Do you remember the last time we went here? That was not good, was it? It all ended badly. Do you remember how embarrassed you were when you went into that interview? And then this happened, and then that person looked at you like you were an idiot, and blah blah blah. That's what happens. The mind will start throwing all this crap at you. So before you've even got running with that manifestation, with that vision and the excitement of it, there's all these stumbling blocks straight away, and you just think, oh, screw that, it's better to stay where I am. Or the time's not right, and I'm just gonna, I leave it, and maybe I'll have a look at all of that next week. I'm too tired right now. I'm just gonna watch the TV. I'm just gonna chill out, and I'm not gonna worry. And that is what trips everyone up. That is what, when working with the law of attraction, gets everybody tied up in knots, frustrated, and feeling like this shit don't even work. This is all a load of crap. It's not happening. I can't do it. Yes, it might be easier for somebody else, but I can't grab it. And that is where they go wrong. So your job, your only job in the manifestation process, is to focus on the outcome. I promise you, focus on the outcome. Focus on that side of the coin where I started to talk about all the benefits, all the just, it's a bit like, you imagine a child, a small child, thinking about what they want for Christmas, what they want Santa to bring them, or what kind of cake they want on their birthday. That's the kind of energy that you need to be stepping into. And not worrying about the hows or the who's or the whens or any of that crap. Focus on the why. Focus on the why, and I promise you that you will automatically feel you felt it as I started to talk, right, about all the reasons and all the pluses and all the benefits, and you felt that shift, right? And it's exactly the same. Spend time doing that. And you can use so many different methods of doing this. Like, there's visualization. Visualization is so powerful. There's journaling. If you like writing, you can put pen to paper and really get going in that respect. Um, Even just talking about it with people who perhaps I would be careful when it comes to talking to people, be selective about who you talk to with this, because if they're just naysayers and they're going to be all negative about it, don't even go there. That will just bring you back down to rock bottom. Talk about it with people who are like yourself, go-getters, who really want to, they've got big dreams, they're ambitious, and perhaps, you know what, even better, people who've already achieved the same thing that you have. That is the best way. And this leads me on to my next kind of way of really vamping up this energy and getting it going is find yourself a role model. Okay, find yourself someone, whether it's someone you know or maybe someone in the public eye, who you really respect and who you feel very inspired by. And I'd like you to literally every day, when you're thinking about all these things and what you want, and focus on the one thing and find that person who's achieved it. Whether it be someone, like I said, that's even better, or someone who's in the public eye, who's already done it, who you kind of, you relate to, you resonate with in many ways, maybe because of their background or something. And then start to question yourself every day and think, okay, now what would such and such do in this situation? If they were in my shoes right here, right now, today, how would they handle this? How would they go about it? And what will happen, you'll notice very quickly, is that as you ask these questions more and more, and you fantasize more and more about what it is that you want, the end result, the outcome, imagining yourself right now, today, being self-employed, making a really, really good income by being of service, doing what it is that you love, okay? Or being in that promotion, maybe with that corner office that has an amazing view of the city or the ocean or whatever it is. You fill in the details, okay? Make it your own and spend time there, and then use the role model that you have in mind to think, what would they do in my shoes? How would they handle this? And I promise you that there and then, just with those two little factors alone, you will have the law of attraction start. It will just go crazy, because you will, with practice, you will begin to you will begin to start thinking and feeling from a perspective of your outcome. Okay, you will be doing what's known as reverse engineering, where you start with the outcome and then you literally you work your way backwards. But it will be a mental and it will be an emotional process. And I don't want to complicate this, because again, I don't want you to get sucked into the whole, yeah, but what about this, and who and how and when and where, and like, don't worry about that, because the law of attraction will take care of it. It is not your job to focus on all the details. Focus on the vision, the bigger picture. Keep your eyes on the prize. And I promise you that all the little details, the pathway to that end result, the outcome of it, it will all start to line up. And this is not just speaking from a spiritual perspective, but it's also speaking from a scientific one, because the brain has what's known as the reticular activating system. And what that means is, now I don't want to go into too much detail about all of that because it is a separate subject. But what that basically means is, when you give your brain, or your mind more to the point, because the mind is the intangible asset that is really the boss. And the brain is just a physical kind of vessel, if you like. But the mind, when you give your mind an instruction, it will automatically start to kind of figure stuff out and work it out. And the more you give your mind certain information, the more it soaks it up. The mind is pretty much a civil servant. It will do whatever you want it to do. If you're negative, it will come up with loads of negative. If you're positive, it will start to look for solutions and ideas. And that's why we dream. Okay, that's why we sometimes have the craziest of dreams, because the mind never switches off, and it is constantly seeking out the answers and the solutions to the questions we give it. So if you're asking the right questions, you're halfway there. and the rest will just, it will literally fall into place. And I know that you believe in the law of attraction, because if you didn't, there is no way you'd be watching this video, and you certainly wouldn't be 15 minutes in. So there's all sorts of evidence that backs this up, what I'm telling you, okay? But all I will say right now is, do not make the same mistake that everybody else makes. When you're working with the law of attraction, it's the outcome you want to focus on, nothing else. Let that take on a life of its own and focus on the excitement, okay? And I just want to actually give you a quick example, because I was watching, what was it called? Erin Brockovich. You might have seen that film, Erin Brockovich, with Julia Roberts. It's based on a true story. So Julia Roberts, who plays Erin Brockovich, she is a single mum. She's got 3 children, all under the age of 10, and she's completely broke. Okay, and the film starts where she gets hit by this really rich lawyer. He drives into her, okay, and she's just been for a job interview that she hasn't got. She's really down on her luck. Everything is going wrong. She gives her kids to the neighbor, on a daily basis, because she's trying to find a job. She has no money. She has like $20 in her bank and in her bank account, and it's just all going tits up for her pretty much. She gets hit by this really rich lawyer, who of course can afford the best legal team and advice and defense. And anyway, she this solicitor who takes on her case and defends her in court, he or the prosecution, should I say, he says to her, don't worry, I'll look after you, we're going to make this guy pay. Anyway, it all goes wrong. Her case gets thrown out of court because of who she's up against, really, and it's totally unfair. So she gets really frustrated. She's on a high temporarily, because she thinks, I'm going to win this case and I'm going to get all this money. And she says to her children, I'll take you out to celebrate. And anyway, she ends up with nothing. And there's a scene where that day she goes back home, she picks up her kids from the neighbor, and she takes them out because she's promised them, she's got hardly any money, but whatever little money she has left, she spends on taking her children out. And then she's in the kitchen later that night, and all that she has is like some yogurt thing or something in a tin, and she hasn't eaten herself, and she's hungry. Anyway, she gets really frustrated. She goes to this solicitor and she says, you told me you would help me. I need a job. Cut a long story short, she starts to do a bit of digging with these. She's going through these case files, and she notices that there's this connection with a lot of these people, these claimants, who have been saying, I've got all these medical bills and stuff that I need to be paid for by this big water company, this water board called PG&E. And anyway, she does a bit of digging. She goes to visit these claimants because it's all a mess, the files. And she starts to put 2 and 2 together and realizes that, PG&E, who have been basically the solicitor, is processing all these claims on behalf of this company, who are willing to settle out of court and pay these medical fees. And it's this water board, PG&E, and she starts to think, there's something going on here. There's something with this water board that's, there's all these people, there's a connection. Anyway, she takes on one of the biggest, I think, lawsuits in American history, in the corporate world. And it's basically PG&E, this water board, have been putting some chemical into the water that's been giving all the residents in that borough or county, they've been getting cancer. They've literally been getting these tumours, and the women have become infertile. They've had to have their breasts removed because they've had breast cancer. Really horrible, dark stuff. Anyway, she's working like a dog because she sees how these people are suffering. And she knows that there's a lot going on, and these, fat cats at the top of this water board, this corporation, there's so much corruption. And she makes it her mission to get justice for these people. Now, she's got 3 kids, as I said. She's got hardly any money. She's working like a dog. She's doing all this stuff, really, that someone in her role shouldn't be doing. But she's doing it, and she's because her heart's in it. and she can see, that justice needs to be served. And she makes it her mission. Anyway, cut a long story short, despite all the ups and downs with, childcare, she starts to see this guy who is really lovely, but he starts to get really frustrated with her because she becomes obsessed with work and getting justice for these people. She There's another scene where this guy calls her partner, her new partner who she gets with, and he says, "Oh, I can't remember what the baby's name is, but he says, oh, she said her first word today," and she's crying. She's crying on the phone because she's putting so many hours into working because she wants justice for these people, that she's missing so many like milestones with her own children, and she's sacrificing so much of her time with her family. But her goal is to, to really do good in the world, and be of service in this way, and then bring these corrupt corporate fat cats to justice, right? And you really feel for her. Anyway, cut a long story short, because this is quite a long story. Um, she ends up taking all these people to court, and PG&E, she has them by the balls with her boss, who's like, oh my god, this is such a huge case, and he's so impressed with her, and they end up suing the company for millions and millions, and all the claimants get, like, on average it works out to about, I don't know, 2 million or something each. They get quite a lot of money. And no, I've got that wrong. It's more than that. It's a lot more, because I think they get hundreds and hundreds of millions. So when you split it up amongst them, they've got like a good couple of million each. And she ends up like there's the scene where it ends is where her boss says to her, that bonus we were talking about, well, it's not quite what we agreed. And she kicks off like, are you joking me? Like, this isn't personal? You telling me it's not personal? I've sacrificed so much time and effort. And she looks at the check, and the check is like millions that he's given her as a bonus. And the film ends how it starts, where she's literally going to knock on her neighbour's door to get her children, but she's got this check in her hands for like millions. And it's just such a lovely story, but it's based on real life. It's based on a true story. To watch that film, Erin Brockovich, and Julie Roberts, she plays the main character, and it is such a, in terms of perseverance and hard work and determination, it is such a great story. It's so inspirational. But my point is that you don't need to go down that road of hard work and effort, because you understand the law of attraction. And when you start, keep remembering to yourself, look, I need to be the person I want to become today. I want to do this today. I mentioned a while ago about kind of seeing it in the same way that a child does when they are fantasizing about what Santa's going to bring them. And, when they're thinking about birthday presents and stuff like that, that is how you've got to see it. And one really good tool that you can use to assist you with this is my 14-day law of attraction miracle process, which is all about the inner child. It's all about helping you to step more into that childlike state of seeing the world as a game, seeing it all as fun, strengthening your relationship with the universe, and bringing balance into your daily tasks and, to-do list, pretty much by establishing, okay, what can I do today that is going to bring me closer to my vision, to my dream? And, how can I have fun today? What can I do to have fun and to inject more excitement and fulfillment into my life today, right now? Because remember, the law of attraction doesn't bring to us what it wants, it brings to us what we are. Now, if we're constantly consuming ourselves with what we want, where we want to be, who we want to be, just the outcome, the middle bit will line itself up, and the decisions and the actions that you are taking will become more inspired and more naturally in alignment with that end goal, as I said. Okay, I hope that makes sense. But yes, check out my 14-day law of attraction miracle process. The reason it's 14 days is because it is 14 days is scientifically what will help you to make or break a habit. psychologically, scientifically proven. So it's very repetitive, but as I said, what it does is it helps you to be able to bring into balance the practical side of stuff versus the fun, exciting elements. And there's all sorts of tools, and um, it's a workbook that you get some meditations that come with it. It's very, very powerful. Go and check out the page. You can read some testimonials from my clients and people who've done it. It shifts things very quickly. So be careful what you wish for. That's what I say to everybody who starts the law of attraction miracle process, is please be careful what you wish for, because it does work very quickly. But what it does do as well, which is even more important, is it helps you to push past all that fear and all those stupid doubts, and it really helps you to ground into who you truly are and what you want and why. Okay? From a childlike perspective, which is an innocent one. Open heart, open mind, full of love and joy, and where's the fun in this? Okay, anyway, I'm going to leave it there today. I hope that's helped. What I am going to do though is, as I mentioned, something I've started to do in all of my videos. I'm going to do a quick pull of some cards, some angel cards. Well, I'm going to do one angel card, I'm going to do an affirmation card, and I'm going to do a Gabby Bernstein, the universe has your back card, because I'd just like to see what the cards say in relation to what we've talked about in this video, because they always back it up 100%. They've never failed me, not once. Okay, and so it'd be interesting to see what the universe has to actually say to you today in relation to this outcome that you have in mind and why you've watched this video. So just focus on the outcome. Like I said, just picture it in your mind. Step into that person that you want to be. Imagine yourself there. And let's see what your angels, the universe, has to say. Oh my god, you know what, I pulled this card just last week. I did, if you are interested in having more of a deeper reading, I have started to do general readings now and dedicating entire videos to them, and I did publish one last Friday, so go and check that out. But I pulled the exact same card last Friday, so if you watch that video, then this video and this card you really need to take note of, because it is for you. Okay, so I'll start off with this one, obviously. The Queen of Ariel, mature, practical, generous, happy, nurture yourself and those you love, the ability to make anything more beautiful, practical and wise advice. Now this card is all about self-love. Look at this woman here. Okay, she's the sort of woman who gets what she wants, right? She's in that energy, she's living and breathing it on a daily basis, and there's an entire banquet table here for her, and there's an angel standing right beside it, which pretty much says everything. It says, that you've got this. Think about all the things you've already achieved, think about who you truly are, and the tools that you feel and believe that you need, the ability to manifest and bring about what it is that you're working with the law of attraction to achieve. You've already got it, but it's an internal thing, and that shift is all that's required. Everything else, the material side of it, will come, and it's there, it's waiting for you, but you're the one who needs to bring it about by being today who it is that you want to be, who you already are. Okay, so I'm just going to read to you the meaning of that card in more depth. Where's my book? It's here. Because it is a self-love card, and it talks as well about the people around you. So if you're worried at the moment that you're not going to be loving and kind or giving the attention that you need to people you love by following this dream, that's rubbish, because no doubt you being happier is going to help you to bring more happiness to the people that you truly love. Yeah? Okay, Queen of Ariel. Situations. Nurture yourself and those you love. There is a need for quality time with the people you care about the most. Practical and wise advice should be freely offered or accepted. You may see the truth clearly when those around you don't. You excel at taking care of others, but don't forget to take care of yourself. That's the big message in this card. You have the gift of being able to make anything more beautiful. Exactly. You have everything you need already within you. Okay? Have you had a promotion before? Yes. Have you brought creative ideas to the table? Have you generated business for the company you currently work for in some way? Yes. You've got everything you need. You've already done it. You've already achieved it. Just line up with it. Yes, this is the next stage. This is the next level for you. You're advancing. But hey, that's part of being a human being, or more importantly, a spiritual being, because we're constantly on a path of evolution. In regards to people, it says a person who is giving and generous, someone who always knows the right thing to do and helps out happily, an admirer of luxurious items, mature, practical, warm, and kind. Additional meanings: the balance between function and beauty, a big heart, and a talented gardener. Now, I could really go into this card and talk about it from all those different aspects, in terms of it being somebody else in your life who's there to help, the advice that you need to hear, or the advice perhaps that you're giving other people, that perhaps are, it's the advice that you need to be giving yourself, right? But that's the first card, the Queen of Ariel. And then the other two cards, which I'm going to just quickly talk about and then I'm going to wrap up, is The Universe Has Your Back by Gabby Bernstein. I recognize that I have chosen fear and I choose again. I choose love. There's that card there, okay? So if you've been choosing fear, it's time to choose love. Don't dishonor yourself. Don't dishonor your dreams in that way. Affirmation card. My future is glorious, okay? Use this affirmation, okay? Do me a favor, please use this affirmation for the next few days. My future is glorious. It says, I now live in limitless love, light, and joy. All is well in my world. If you don't know anything about affirmations, or you're just sort of starting to learn about them, I am planning on doing some more videos about affirmations, because affirmations are so powerful. If you're familiar with Louise Hay's work, you will know the power of affirmations. And again, it's not just a spiritual kind of belief about affirmations, it's scientifically proven. NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. I'm a practitioner. I've studied NLP. I'm a qualified NLP practitioner. It is powerful stuff. Affirmations. Everything we say, everything we think, everything we feel is a form of an affirmation, because we're constantly affirming stuff in our minds, in our hearts, and then we're projecting it out onto our reality. Okay? So take this with you, please. My future is glorious. Use it for the next few days. See what happens. And as I said, if you'd like to, go ahead and check out my 14-day miracle process, the law of attraction miracle process. It is very powerful. It helps you to reconnect and reinvigorate that childlike state within you. And it does work very quickly. It does, and you can literally see the manifestations with the exercises that I include in the workbook. It helps you to see very quickly how what you're doing and those shifts that you're feeling are physically starting to be reflected back to you. And so it helps you to see this isn't just all in my head. It's not just fairy tale nonsense. So not only do you feel good, but you start to see those miracles coming forth every day. That's why I've called it the law of attraction miracle process, because you're literally every evening, with one of the exercises I include, is you're able to sit back and count the little miracles in your day that are unfolding and building up the momentum to that big ultimate vision and goal. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. This has been quite a long video, but thank you so much for watching. If you did find this video of value, then please subscribe to my channel for any updates. I am bringing out videos on a more regular basis now. And if you do want to get more of a longer reading with me in terms of cards, I love using angel cards. I love using affirmation cards. So I am now, once every couple of weeks, planning on doing deeper card readings where you can tune in and you can, ask a question and I will pull cards out on your behalf. Okay? But yes, thank you once again for watching. Until next time, lots of love, take care, and I will speak with you very, very soon.